All right, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, welcome back to This Week in Base Hit, where I'm your host, Zubaz, joined as always by my friend Citizen Clone. Clone, how's your week?
It is all right. I got some sniffles going on. I'm gonna try not to sniff too much. Uh, and you have a good graphic behind you that I gotta see what's behind your head.
Oh, it's the Mets.
Oh, all right.
So
What are
I
you
did
talking?
not make this graphic. I just thought it was appropriate for what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about the off season's biggest winners and losers.
Who what is that graphic? I want to see more of this.
It was on MLB.com.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, as you can see, they ranked the oh, I better not even get started. They ranked the Brewers a huge loser, which is absurd. It is the most common, dumbest take in the MLB world right now. It's just for people that don't understand baseball.
I
Like,
don't
or
know.
they're just not watching, or they just don't realize and it's for 17 years in a row. They've been making the same stupid take.
So the prompt I gave you that we were talking about was three
Sorry.
three teams. No, three teams are going to be most improved. Or I was thinking about it that way. Three teams that would take the biggest step back.
Yep.
And I said it to you, and you said, "I dare you to take the Brewers." And I stared at it not only because I thought it would be an interesting conversation, but I mean, on paper,
Not even on paper. It does not make any sense.
I mean, well, I mean, just the fact of how well they did last year,
Right.
thinking like that was they were probably playing over their heads. I mean, they were the number one team in
Right.
wins,
Yep.
so thinking there would be some aggression there and losing Peralta,
Oh,
and yeah,
okay, I do understand like if you have the best record, there's no place to go but down. Like I get that part of the argument for
but yeah,
sure.
it's showing. People are showing 16 or 17 wins going down.
Yeah, they're showing them as like an 80 and 80 team. When you really think about it, I'm just going to give you 30 seconds and I'll shut up, I promise. Like you
Oh,
lost
good.
Peralta, who does not miss a start. He's a true ace, all-star, great. Okay, I get that. And you lost Durbin, who was at the
Yeah,
hot corner, finished third in MVP voting
you were sad about that.
or
You were sad.
Rookie of the Year voting, and they traded the guy that finished fourth in Rookie of the Year voting in Isaac Collins. They traded him to the Royals. So and people look at that and they're like, they're tearing it down, right? But when you
Yeah,
really let me just point out like four quick things,
yeah.
or like two quick things. But the majority of their team are in their mid pre-arb to arb years, which is normally when you see players make their biggest jump. So there's reason to think there'll be progression on the team from that.
Okay.
Um, they when you look at replacing Peralta, number one, Brandon Woodruff is starting the year healthy for the first time since 22. He's an all-star. Quinn Priester's their number two pitcher, who they won 19 straight starts of his last year. Has high potential, and he's coming off his rookie year. You have Jacob Mizorowski, who, obviously got a lot of hype, but you saw he was for real in the playoffs. He played
You know, only
great.
pitched
Um,
full
and
to
then
him.
for their fourth starter is probably going to be Chad Patrick, who pitched well last year, but I'm not going to overhype him. And then for the fifth starter, you have two top 100 prospects in Brandon Sproat and um, Logan Henderson that are both on their way up. And you got three pitchers after that were scheduled to come up last year because of the pitching logjam. So so I think their pitching is going to be just fine. Their bullpen's obviously just fine. They still have all-star closer Trevor McGill, heir apparent Abner Uribe. They traded for Angel Zerpa. Like and I would be the first one to tell you if I was worried about their bullpen because I'm always worried about their bullpen.
Yeah.
They're great. Uh, and then they got, Jet Williams potentially to fill the hole in the lineup with Caleb Durbin. Tell me like where this 17 game reset, you know,
I mean, you tell me. I mean, well, yeah, I would say at least half of it is just the on paper they shouldn't have won 97 last year. And
yes. Yeah.
so half of it is that, and half of it is worrying about Peralta. But I understand that. they have been under predicted for so many years that this is how they do it. There was the worry. I mean, you were saying you weren't feeling too great about losing Durbin. It was the
No,
worry. It was the
I
worry when
love
they're
that
when
guy.
you're grabbing in young guys that they might not be ready yet. But
Yeah.
uh,
So we'll
I
see.
mean,
We'll
you
see.
got to trust. I did stare at it though, just because it's just the predictions are so big that
They're crazy. And yeah.
and one of the teams specifically on your hat in their division that are being pushed as one of the big winners, or yeah, that are moving up. Somebody, those Pirates, the win's got to come from somewhere, right?
Yep. That is true. Should we just roll into that? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the Pirates are one of my winners of the offseason.
Okay.
And like
I
if
think they're a
for
popular pick for folks.
they're popular pick for the exact opposite side of the spectrum of what you're talking about with the Brewers is here's a team that's real low. And if they would have done anything, there's a good chance they would have moved up. But they still have a great top of the rotation. They still have Skeens. They still have Keller. They have a good pitching lab. But they added Brandon Lowe, they added Ryan O'Hearn, they added Marcelo Zuna, and while like the Dodger fans wouldn't get excited about adding those three guys, particularly for the Pirates, it's a wholesale change where their top hitters were guys like Andrew McCutchen, like last year, Tommy Pham, and I think
Andrew
that
McCutcheon's gonna be gone. Andrew McCutcheon's gonna be
I
gone.
still have a sneaking suspicion that they will get him in under the wire. It's just becoming too much of a public relations issue. I think they need to sign him. Just quit being
Yeah.
stupid, quit being stubborn, front office. Just get him.
Uh,
You've done so many good things this year. You don't want that to be the storyline going into the season.
I have him on my list too for the exact signings that you had. I wanted to not have him on there
Yeah.
because I do think that I think some of the hype has been overblown, but I mean, but they still had a bunch of signings, but they kept being named in so many of the different free agent things, and I'm not totally sold that they were actually trying to win these guys and not just trying to do a public relations like, oh, we tried to get.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
many names
definitely
were they
partially
attached?
that.
How many names were they attached to? Like everybody,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
all
The best one was the Pirates emerging as aggressive suitor for Framber Valdez. It was like, maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
And people had said like people use the Pirates as the leverage to then get the real deal. But I think there's also the like yeah, in the same way, and we've talked about it. I still have a podcast put out on our CBA talk, but in the same way that people talking about a cap, people pushing the floor, and I think teams like the Pirates are scared of that, and they want to
Yeah.
be able to say like, "We're trying, man, we're trying," and
Yeah. Yep.
so I will see if it's real or not. I are there enough wins? If
I don't know.
the Brewers are staying up there, are there enough wins for the Pirates to pick up?
I think that's probably the better question is like
I think there
who
are,
are the
because that's another one
Cubs?
of my teams.
Cubs,
Yeah.
everybody thinks the Cubs improved greatly, which is kind of a weird take since they lost Kyle Tucker, who got 60 million a year, brought in Bregman. They gave away their number one overall prospect for I almost said Suarez. Oh, help me out. The starter that they got from the Marlins. I don't know why I can't think of his name, but
Who are we talking about? Cubs?
Edward Cabrera. Yeah.
Oh,
And so like everybody thinks they made this major improvement, but they didn't.
uh,
I don't know where people are getting that from,
I
but
was trying to do my transition here, but there are wins there, and I'll give one of my big losers, or yeah, step back. The wins are going to come from the Cardinals.
yeah.
Cardinals,
I have them as the main loser. Like they were the most pronounced loser of
yeah.
all MLB teams this year.
And I've also heard that like Cardinal fans are happy about it to some extent, like that they
To
had
move
been
on.
they had been dragging out their rebuild and trying to hold on forever, and now they're going they're going full scale sale, and they really did. Like who's on the list? They got
Wilson
rid of Sonny
Contreras,
Gray.
Sonny Gray.
Uh,
Uh, Nolan
Donovan.
Arenado and Brendan Donovan are probably the big four.
Everybody's gone. Uh,
Brendan Donovan's a weird one though, because they still had him under control. He can play a bunch of positions.
they're
They had to tear it down.
yeah, they're getting rid of everybody. They have nobody signed. Nobody with
A multi-year.
years that's signed past this year.
Yeah.
And their most expensive guy is Dustin May, who came from the Dodgers, and he's the guy that almost died choking on lettuce. And
Yeah, that's right. He cut his
uh,
cut his esophagus or something.
yeah. I do like Dustin May, but I'm not sure that building your pitching staff around him is a good
He's not a
sign.
franchise guy.
They Yeah, so they really the cupboard is bare there, and so I do think that there's the wins in the division because they're looking rough,
Yep.
like rough, like towards the bottom of the barrel, and it's been like, and the Cardinals haven't done that in forever. That's the part of it is like even if they're not even if they're not one of the top teams right now, like they've still like not had terrible seasons for a long time, and it sounds like they're due.
They've always been near the top. Yeah, and then it was just like they just rode that thing until the wheels were coming off. Didn't have highly tradable assets in Goldschmidt and Arenado anymore, and then they just kind of ran it into the ground.
Yep. All right, so we both got the Cardinals as
We both had
the
the did you have
both
the
had the
Pirates
Pirates.
as a winner?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so we're same. Um,
Yeah, I had a funny feeling we'd match up. What else you got? You
so
got
so
any?
I will go back to losers, see if we match on this one. I had to put the Padres on there.
Yep.
The Padres like and you could see this coming literally a year and a half ago, right? Like you knew where this was headed. Lost a rise, obviously. They lost Cease. But I think their biggest problem is they have the worst minor league system in terms of talent in Major League Baseball.
They've been wiping it all out.
And I shouldn't say the worst because they're actually pretty good as an organization. They just don't have the talent there because they've traded the cupboards bare.
Yeah, they make moves where other teams hadn't. Yeah, they've been making aggressive moves, but like, is it O'Hearn? Who was the big move that they made? Yeah, they went for O'Hearn and they got rid of one of their like top prospects,
They
and it's
they they got O'Hearn
something.
and Liriano in that trade.
Yes,
Who and Liriano's still on the team. But then they gave away Leo
but it was a
DeVries for
rental.
Mason Miller.
Yeah, yeah, it was a rental, and it
It
was
was a
like a
rental.
top prospect that had been moved in years, and yeah, their payroll is still really high too. But
Yep.
yeah,
Well, that's
lose.
the other problem, right? Is like their biggest. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but the Xander Bogaerts and Manny Machado, the left side of their infield is not getting any younger, and they both line up as regression candidates this year too.
So I mean, to their benefit, yeah. I mean, again, they're a team that went for it when there's a lot of teams that aren't going for it, so it's good for them. But yeah, they seem like they're on the tail end of that, and now the family, the shake up, whatever. Yeah, it seems like this is the year, but we'll see. Who knows? They still had 90 wins last year. Um, Playoff team. Uh, but yeah,
Well, I think that's the biggest reason they're probably a loser, right? And then same thing, as the NL Central, the NL West is like you have to keep up with the Joneses because the Giants are doing things. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. So can the Padres even make the playoffs this year? Probably not.
probably not.
Probably not.
Uh,
Especially, they lost their ace as well. So
do you have the Pirates? So that's a playoff team we have going out. You have Pirates making the playoffs?
no, no.
Okay. So you got who's your replacement? Well, wait, we'll go back to that.
Yep.
Oh, I already know.
Yeah.
I'm not calling him. There's an obvious pick for winner, but well, wait, who we do? We did two losers.
Two losers, one winner was
Go
Pirates.
back to the winner. We
So
could probably got another winner in common. Orioles.
yeah, Orioles were my number one winner. And the funny
Uh,
thing is, it wasn't far into the offseason where people were like calling him a loser. I was like, they're going to go hard all offseason.
yeah,
So
and
talk me through it. What got them in the winter column?
well, part of it is, I guess, how bad a season they had last year because I didn't even remember, but yeah, 2024 they were a playoff team and they were way up there and they had high expectations last season,
Yep.
and the wheels fell off. And this year, and everybody should be healthy, and they added Alonso, and they just got Bassett this week. I
Yep.
mean, those are big. Um, so and they're young talent. I mean, they've got a nice core. I just think if they return to kind of their expectations that they already had, and they've added those two big pieces, they're looking good. Plus, Yankees are good, but they Yankees didn't do much this offseason. The
They
Red
did
Sox,
nothing.
I'm not exactly sure. That division's I felt bad about that division because it is a bloodbath in that division, but yeah.
I uh well, and to go back to the players, and I'll talk about the division, but they added more than that because they got Shane Baz, so another top front end rotation guy. They got Taylor Ward from the
Oh
Angels,
yeah. Yep.
which I think is kind of a sneaky signing that people are not talking about. But he's a mid-high 700 OPS guy that can play. Um, Guy that way underperformed last year, Ryan Helsley with the Mets, but they got him on he's been a leverage reliever for a long time. Um, and I like their new manager. Manager came from the Guardians, Craig Albernaz. Um,
All
so,
right.
I don't know what brand of ball he's bringing with him, but I like that they changed out the manager. It probably needed to happen after last year. The only like piece of bad news I could see coming out of Baltimore was that Bautista, their closer, he's going to be out, I think, all year. So um, that's the one tough part.
You got them as a playoff team?
Yeah.
Who? All right. Who?
Yep.
What spot are they taking? What spot are they taking?
They'd be a wild card team behind Toronto in
So
the
who's
East.
if they're going in, who's going out from last season?
Well, I didn't know we were doing that as well. I thought we were just
I
doing
was just
three big because
We are. I'm just curious. I'm
because
just thinking.
I haven't done my playoff tree yet. So
Okay.
maybe we could do that next week.
Yeah. I didn't ask you about that. I was just thinking about if there's a. I mean, that's my other. I'll go ahead and say it. My other loser, the spot that I think they're taking. Yeah, and maybe
It's the
obvious is the
Yankees.
Guardians.
Oh, the
Guardians.
Guardians. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
The Guardians. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Guardians are the Brewers, though. This is the worry is like because the Guardians could also make the same
See,
argument.
put them right there.
They can make the same argument that they've been undervalued all these years. But man, their payroll's low, and looking at them on paper, it's looking rough. They did get the extension with Ramirez done, but they didn't do much anything in the offseason. And
No.
they losing players who are betting on games.
I can't get past that story. We got to do a whole thing about Manuel Clase because remember, he also got like popped twice for PEDs. Like he's just
Oh, I
the
didn't know that.
dumbest player in Major League Baseball
Maybe it should
history.
be the other way. Maybe they'll be better because they don't have guys that are throwing pitches, but throwing pitches. But
I actually do think that if you ask Guardian fans if they were going to regress, they would say yes as well. Like
yeah.
I think that one's a little bit more objective where
Did they lose anybody? Who'd they lose?
um
I just when I was looking at it, I was just like, I mean, it feels. I mean, it's a little Brewers to me too, where there's a magic act of how did they? I mean, remembering that end of season, like the run that they had to go on to get in there.
well and the I would argue the Tigers got better. Um you know,
Oh yeah,
and they got Kevin McGonigal coming up, the number 2 overall
yeah.
prospect. I think the Tigers look pretty good this year, so like I don't think the Guardians can beat the Tigers for the outright division. So if that's the case, like
Yeah.
they'd have a really rough road to get in, especially
And the
because
Royals are hanging out there.
I was just going to say, yeah, you read my mind. The Royals underperformed last year. They have a very good team. Um, they got a couple pieces of the Brewers magic and Nick Mears and Isaac Collins coming in, so they should be
You,
good.
you almost did the reverse psychology because I had it down on my sheet. I had Cardinals, Padres, and then I had Brewers and Guardians, and I was staring at them
You
both, making the decision. I knew I
eat
was gonna
two
I was gonna
Brute?
pick one. I was gonna pick one of them.
Oh my
I
God.
wanted to. I figured you'd like it because you were ready to fight, fight, fight. But
I am ready to fight. Okay, so you just
I
dovetailed
just gave
into your
away my
third
three.
your third
Yeah,
loser
yeah.
was okay. So before I tell you my third loser, can I give you the other winner?
Yeah, yeah.
Because my third winner is the New York Mets.
God damn it. I got the same thing. I was trying to be,
Oh,
I
really?
trying to get something. Yes.
I can't believe you picked the Mets. I mean,
Well, I like jinxing people too, but
oh,
for all the crap that we talked, yeah.
I mean, so here's why. Like,
I can go to a different team. I can go to a different team.
no. If it's the same, it's the same. Let's talk about it because people just look at the Freddie Peralta trade. They got like their ace, which is great. But I think like buried in that headline is they have second year guy. Actually, I don't even know if he got a full year of service, but Nolan McLean, who has ace like material up there at the top of the rotation with him. That starting pitching staff is starting to look pretty good. Then they get Bichette, then they get Simeon, then they get Robert, then they get Polanco, then they get Devin Williams, then they get Luke Weaver. They signed a lot of
Totally
guys.
new team. Totally new
It's a
team.
totally new team. And so that was going to be my second point is like the the thing that I think the Mets fans would tell you was the worst thing about their team was not the talent last year. It was the locker room. And they certainly upended the locker room. Whether they fixed it or not, I don't know. It might be systemic, but they at least put enough effort into bringing in like talented players, but not guys with huge personalities. Like Marcus Simeon's that type of guy. Devin Williams is that type of guy. Freddie Peralta's that type of guy where you're not going to push them around at the same time. They're not going to cause any trouble. And so
Well,
hopefully that makes the locker room a little more buoyant. They got rid of Jeff
got rid
McNeil.
of like
Jeff McNeil.
they also got rid of like they got rid of the mainstays that did not seem like the problems, but who knows? But Alonso gone, Nimmo
Nimmo.
gone. Who else is gone?
The funny
Wait,
thing is it when you hear about it, the consistent person that actually has a problem with everybody turns out to be Lindor. Lindor's problem with Soto, Lindor's problem with McNeil, Lindor's problem with Nimmo. And it's like, but he's the one guy you didn't get rid of.
he's hurt. He's hurt. Who knows? Maybe that hamate bone will.
Maybe, or maybe Jeff Galooly kneecaps him. We'll see.
Yeah, I looked at it, and I mean they underperformed last season, and as much as I would
Yeah.
enjoy, as much as I would enjoy if this overhaul doesn't come together and is a mess, I kind of suspect that they're going to be okay. Although they're playing guys out of position, playing guys in positions that they've never played before, which I'm really hoping that we can see some fun errors out of them, especially when they were getting rid of guys and saying that it was because they were totally focusing on run prevention, and then they were like, Bichette can learn how to play a
Polanco
position.
can play first. He's never done it before. They'll figure it out.
Uh, so that'll be exciting. I mean, they're going to be must-see TV theoretically. We'll
Oh
see.
yeah, with like Soto out, they're moving him to left field. I guess is that
Yeah,
true?
what's going on there?
I don't know. He was so bad in right field. They're like, just wait until we put him in left field. You'll see how bad he really is.
Oh
That
man,
that defense is going to be crazy because like Lindor and Simeon will be making some magic, and then I don't know. I don't know what to think about the defense.
I can't believe we both picked them to be winners. Yeah, I mean their defense is going to be exciting, and the Giants' defense is going to be exciting. In a
You don't like
seeming,
Arise at second base and Devers at first. You
I
don't
mean,
think that's
I'm gonna act, from everything I hear, they're saying left side of the infield is
great.
Gold Glove and right side is a nightmare. And
Is what Iron Glove, Iron Lung?
and we'll see what happens. And we're gonna have some exciting. They've supposedly got a bunch of ground ball pitchers that are gonna be. It's gonna be exciting times there. I'm hoping the Giants. I'm hoping that the whole NL West is taking a step back past the Dodgers. We're moving. I think. I mean, just going back to divisions, you still got a team left, but the AL East and the NL East both look like bloodbaths to me.
I think the NL East is interesting because the Phillies have been historically so good, but they come running back with the same lineup with less pitching, right? So you're aging out this lineup, and then you lose a guy like Ranger Suarez. I mean, they still have Christopher Sanchez. Like they still have good pitching. They still have Nola. They still have Zach Wheeler. They're good. There's some injury risk. I think there's in the multiverse, there's plenty of universes where they finish third behind the Mets and the Braves.
Yeah, Braves are the team. Mets I put in there when I thought you would take the Braves. The Braves seem like the Braves are going to be picked to be one of the biggest.
Braves were my honorable mention because of what you were talking about before, the underperformance, the amount of injuries. They're coming back. Like, I know it's unlikely to think that everybody stays healthy, but if you could keep Strider, Sale, Schwellenbach all healthy and like the pitchers we know them to be, like that
Yep.
team could be extremely formidable.
I yeah. No, I think Mets, Phillies, Braves. I think it's going to be a mess. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they just club each other over the head, but they might just take all the spots. And yeah, I mean the NL too. I don't know. Uh,
What
I was
you
saying to you, I had forgotten that the Marlins were
80 win
almost a
team?
500 team. Yeah, I mean their freaking cupboard is looking bare to me, but I mean, are they still anything, or I don't know. They didn't do anything in the offseason.
Uh,
Uh,
well, I mean, they did things in the offseason, but nothing that is going to materially improve their team. But they did get like it's not for this year probably, but I think the Cubs are going to look back with regret on making that trade of Owen Casey. Like the kid's a clubber. Like in AAA last year, he was averaging like 25 home runs per 100 games. So that, not that that translates one for one, but like that's a lot of power to lose out of your lineup. Left-handed, 6'3" hitter. Anyways,
you still got another team out there?
well,
What do you?
so I took some liberty here because I ran into a logjam of teams. Well, to be honest, the biggest loser is probably the Twins. And I think you have to list the Twins there. And then all of a sudden I was like, the Angels are the Twins. The Nationals are the Twins. Even kind of the Rockies are the Twins, where these teams that have just decided to put themselves in dormancy for extended amounts of years. So that's where I landed.
I saw some projections that had them still okay, and I didn't exactly know.
I don't
Did
know
you
how
look up
that could be.
the Pagoda projections that baseball projects this stuff? Baseball, yeah, I can't
Yeah,
talk.
don't get me started about Pacoda. Pacoda said there was a line in the narrative that said something like, "It's not a question of whether the Cubs win the NL Central, but by how much."
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
not sure where they're getting the wins from for Minnesota, but Minnesota, I mean, they just got rid of everybody. They just got rid
"Yeah,
of everybody.
yeah."
Did they do anything in the offseason? They bring anybody in? Remind me.
No one I can name off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't see anybody. They didn't recover anybody. Yeah.
And like same with the Angels. The Rockies signed all the leftover pitchers this week. They signed like three starting pitchers that nobody wanted. Unfortunately, Jose Quintana was one of them, but the
Should have
other,
picked the Rockies because just they were so bad, and it just the
you
just the
think they
extra.
have to improve?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm
if
not sure.
you got Podesta in there, really? No. Okay.
Well, I don't
Even
know.
if
I don't.
even if they get competent in any kind of way, they would add 15 games and still be terrible.
I mean,
Um,
their best hitter was their catcher, Hunter Goodman, who has been at the top of everybody's regression candidate list for hitters. And so that on top of just like adding nobody, it's like, well, maybe they're just willing to languish. And then the Nationals, like they were supposed to do the rebuild around that Juan Soto trade. All of a sudden, now they're trading Mackenzie Gore. They're actively shopping CJ Abrams. And so what are they doing?
I thought a team that I thought that you might name, and you did not. Who do you think I'm going to say?
Uh, I don't know.
The A's. You're all in. I thought you
Oh,
were.
oh, oh, as I thought you meant as a loser. As
Oh
a
no, no.
as
I
a
said the
gainer, yeah. Yeah, yeah. The A's, I was trying to I knew I had to have the Orioles and Mets on there, and then it was like A's, Pirates. And unlike most people, I think the Red Sox are still in that discussion. Most people saw them as losers, but I kind of like what they did. But the A's are going to be good this year for sure. Actually, even if as I say it, I should
yeah,
have them leapfrog the Pirates because their lineup is going to be lights out.
yeah. That is exciting. Uh, at least yeah.
But I think I got stuck on
Give up
them
on hope.
signing Framber because I was like, if they sign Framber, all of a
Yeah, they're
sudden have a top tier pitcher, it should be.
I'll just check in playoff teams from last year too to see who we didn't touch. We neither of us. I mean, I think Detroit could be real good, but they were good last year, so
Yep.
I didn't pick
I
them.
can't imagine them improving on where they're at considerably.
You got any opinions on Cincinnati?
Well, I mean, Cincinnati, I'm trying to decide how hollow their moves were. Um, they squeaked into the playoffs last year. I don't think they can do that again. Uh, their big sign was Eugenio Suarez, who had, I mean, he's a top regression candidate too. I don't know if he can come out and hit close to 50 home runs again. That said, if he's going to do it, that might be the park to do it. Um, but then you're really counting on a big leap forward with Ellie De La Cruz. Um, I don't know. They just kind of flatline to me. I think they're going to be good. They're going to be like an 85 win team, 82 win team. They'll compete, but I just don't think they've passed the Brewers or Cubs.
Yeah. Well, all right. We went longer than I thought. Thought we weren't gonna have anything to say, but so we ended up with almost.
Wait, I
Let's
have a question
recap.
for you.
Okay,
What do
recap.
you think about the Cubs?
Uh, I think they're going to win the division.
Oh, shit.
I mean, and I don't say it as
That's crazy.
I don't say it like I want it, and
I know.
I always expect, yeah. I don't like the Cubs. No. I think that they look pretty solid, and I think, yeah, I think that the Reds probably are not going to make the move. I think Pirates are probably we're a little bit too enamored with them. I think that the
Oh
Brewers
yeah.
are going to give a few games back. I think it's the Cubs. Yeah,
What?
Cubs division to
Here's
win.
my question.
I don't know. I don't know that I would have them as one of the top
Yeah.
teams. I like those NL East teams more.
Here's the question I keep wondering because people keep highlighting their signing of Bregman, but they lost Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker objectively is going to deliver you more runs than Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman's going to walk more. Kyle Tucker is going to put it in the stands or against the back wall more. Like, how are they saying Bregman is an upgrade?
The Kyle Tucker story is so ridiculous because uh, everybody when they think about him going from the Cubs, people don't act like it's a big deal. Again, you were saying he was washed, everything else. It's only when people talk about him being with the Dodgers that people are like, oh my God, Tucker's so good. He's like the most
What?
amorphous, depending on your argument, whether he's really good or whether he's lost. I'm confused about Bregman. I mean, Bregman. I thought that the Red Sox really enjoyed him. He was supposed to be a great clubhouse guy, but then he signed, you were skeptical of his numbers. Um, I don't know. I
Well,
don't
and
know.
I'm just
Cubs
like,
pitching.
how soon did we forget that through July, people were listing Tucker as the leading candidate for the MVP? And now you're going to make the Cubs better because they got Bregman? Like, what's the, or are we just saying like Pete Crow Armstrong really is the greatest? Michael Bush
Uh,
is very good. I mean, Nico
I don't
Horner's
think
very
that their
good. He's
pitching
coming off a
staff
gold
looks.
glove. That team's good. Don't get me
The
wrong.
pitching staff. Do they have an ace? Who's their ace?
Well, their ace now is probably Edward Cabrera because it's not Shota Imanaga.
Um, their ace is not the same as other teams' aces. So if their pitching has an injury here or there, then it could be messy for them. But I don't know.
I don't
I'd
know. I'm
enjoy
just
I'd enjoy if the Brewers take it again, man.
that. Yep. Go Brugo.
But
Okay. So can I throw out the biggest winner this year is not a team. The biggest winner this year is Scott Boras. Scott Boras took a lot of flack last year to the point where there was questions on whether or not teams decided to collectively freeze Boras out. If you remember, it ended in a bunch of one-year prove-it deals, and people didn't even want to negotiate with
proved
him.
it.
What's that?
Everybody proved it.
And yeah, yeah. Well, that did not. I mean, the biggest headline is he changed arbitration forever with the Tarek Skubal deal. He argued that himself. It wasn't a baseball lawyer. He sat there and argued that arbitration case himself.
Well, it was supposed to be a slam dunk, so maybe that was why he chose it.
No, he argues all of his himself.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what like one of the things he's famous for. Obviously, he got Pete Alonso a big AAV deal early, and Dylan Cease a big AAV deal early in free agency. Those were both wins. Bregman got signed, and then both his Japanese candidates, like to a lesser extent, got signed. They didn't have as big of deals, Okamoto and Amai, but just in the offseason, like in many ways, what happens with this offseason CBA is going to be based around some of the things that Boris was able to pull off this offseason.
I definitely think there's a shift and people have been pushing it for a while, but there's going to be a shift in these deals, and yeah, those high AAV shorter deals are here to stay. The 10 year,
With the opt-outs, you mean?
yeah, the 10 year deals are going to be few and far between unless you can sign them like
Early.
the A, yeah. If you can get a guy and jumpstart his jump over his free agency and sign him for a bunch of years, you will. But otherwise, I mean, it just makes sense to you put the extra money in, but you just get the peak years or close to peak years that you can out of a guy, and then let him figure it out later. It seems like players' opinions on those have changed, right? Because they used to want you just wanted and I don't know what I would do. You just wanted the guaranteed money and you wanted the stability for all that time. But now they're seeing all these guys that it paid off to go back into free agency. Um, so we'll see. Is there anybody that would regret it? Again, Alonso is an example. Alonso, the second the season ended, when they asked him if he was going to opt out, yep.
Yep.
Uh, and
Yep.
we'll see. People are baking those options in to all these contracts now, and I do wonder about that. How much it's got to be a monetary value there to just getting your option in there, as opposed to can you pay a little more
You mean
and
the opt-out when you say option? Or you
yeah.
mean like club options on the back end?
Either way, I'm wondering if teams could push back on those to pay a little more AV and not give the options that they're giving. But I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would love to understand that negotiation a little bit better and how those things get figured in. Um,
Interesting.
yep.
You get your mutual options, you get your player options, you get
Well, the mutual options almost never get, I can't even remember a mutual option that got exercised.
yeah. So maybe are those the rarest ones?
Yes, I would think so. The
Um,
club options are going to be the most common for sure.
yeah,
Um,
interesting.
but the player options, I mean, those happen too.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're happening a ton, and
Yeah.
and it seems crazy again, like because Tucker just signed such an enormous deal, and it also feels like, is he really going to go? Is he going to give that much money away and go back on the market in 2 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking player options on the back end, but we're talking about opt-outs.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opt-outs have become extraordinarily common. Yeah, that is funny. And it's funny that like because you figure on Tucker's end, he had to negotiate in the opt-outs, but what did he give up to get the opt-outs? Because it couldn't have been money, right? Like unless they just
I think they're playing against each other, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Where the Mets, I don't know if the Mets were offering the same ones or not. When
yeah.
you get down to the number now, yeah. You're negotiating the number, but then you're negotiating the deferred money, you're negotiating the upfront signing bonus, and you're negotiating the opt-outs. So those are all different factors in there. Um, it's interesting. It's interesting. That's a good call on Boris. Yeah.
Uh, so there we go. There we go. That's the biggest winners and losers.
Wait, give me a recap. Give me a recap.
So
Who are your losers?
my losers were the Cardinals, the Padres,
Yep.
and then I kind of tied the last one. I kind of Nationals,
Oh,
Twins, Angels, Rockies. But if I had to pick one, I would say the Twins.
okay. That was your difference.
And then my winners
Got the
were
Guardians. I got the Guardians there. So we both have AL Central teams. Yep. Your winners?
winners were Orioles, Mets, Pirates.
Yep. We did the
Honorable
same.
mention was the A's.
We both did the same thing. And if you're a Braves fan, you should be angry because on paper, the
These probably
Braves,
should
a
have
lot
been
of
in there.
places. What?
They probably should have been in there. You're right.
Braves are showing as like one of the top, maybe the top team that's expected to improve from last season, and mostly because of yeah things falling apart last season. But
I just when I looked at it, getting ready for this podcast, the thing I kept coming back to is, can you trust this team not to be injured? I mean, I love Acuna. I would love all years of Acuna, but he's always injured.
what team can you trust to not be injured though?
Agreed, but just that one has shown a lot of breakage.
Got it. All
Well,
right, man.
and like they had some unforced errors, like Jerks and Profar. I guess they get him back.
I can't. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Good for them.
Good for them. They got Jerks and Profar back. Actually, personality wise, Jerks and Profar is awesome. So hopefully he comes back and kicks butt.
All right. Let's not end with that. Anyway. All right.
All right. And last little one. I read something about the Red Sox being a big loser in the offseason, which I think is crazy because they picked up Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray, Caleb Durbin, Wilson Contreras, and then one of the things that the um, Yahoo Sports listed as the biggest reasons they're the biggest loser is because they didn't figure out their outfield logjam of Jaron Duran, uh, Rafaela, Abreu, Roman, Anthony, and Uchida. So they made them a biggest loser because they have five top tier outfielders.
Mhm.
That's not great reasoning, Yahoo. All right.
All right, man.
Thank you very much for listening. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit unsubscribe, and then hit unlike. I don't know. Do whatever you got to do. I don't know in your life. We'll see you next week.